Nobody.
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 Nobody. They're all now 6'3", 6'4", with the agility now of a 5'11" goalie, a Glenn Healy at 5'9".
Getting set to take you to St. Louis for the retirement announcement of Martin Brodeur. You're right about it's the end of an era for a style. Like, he was the last one.
Yeah, and his ability to handle the puck. I have not played against a goaltender or against another team where we spent more time talking about keep it away from Marty, keep it away from the goalie. Think about that for a sec.
Send you to St. Louis. Chris Kerber is the Blues radio play voice. He will introduce this press conference.
I'm Chris Kerber, the Blues radio broadcaster. Thanks to everybody that has come in from out of town and all over Canada, frankly, all over the world. We want to also make sure that we welcome everybody watching in on Sportsnet, RDS, the NHL Network, and, of course, also listening live on our flagship station, KMOX Radio, here in St. Louis. It's not every day that you once again get to welcome a Hall of Famer to the organization, and yet at the same time, when you look to who's on the stage here, you realize, well, maybe in this organization it happens a little bit more than some. Here up on the stage, we've got Al MacInnis, Bernie Federko, Brett Hall, all members of the St. Louis Blues organization. Of course, Martin Brodeur, and then the Blues president of hockey operations and general manager, Doug Armstrong. You put into perspective kind of what the St. Louis Blues have sitting up here. You have Bernie Federko, who was inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame in 2002, 1,000 games played in the National Hockey League, 1,130 points. Brett Hall in 2009, 1,269 games played, 1,391 points, 741 goals. And then, of course, Al MacInnis, a defenseman with one heck of a shot, 1,416 games played, 1,274 points. Doug Armstrong finally figured it out from an alumni standpoint. We needed somebody to stop these guys. And he's managed to pull this off. So, fellas, the way I look at it, 28,928 saves from Martin Brodeur is going to make scoring in the alumni games a little more difficult for you guys. But it really is a special day here for the St. Louis Blues. We had a chance to talk with Marty yesterday, and the one thing that he now knows by taking an office job is that he's going to have a chance to finally get his daughter Annabelle to the top of the arch, which is something she wants to see. So, Marty, apparently you're going to be able to do that during lunch breaks based on the conversation we've had with Doug Armstrong. So without further ado, let me bring up Doug Armstrong. He's the president of hockey operations for the St. Louis Blues and the Blues general manager.
Thank you very much. I'd like to thank everyone for coming today. Obviously, we're here to congratulate Marty on a fabulous career and wish you nothing but the best moving forward. Marty's agreed to join our organization as the senior advisor to the general manager. He's going to travel with our team on a daily basis. He's going to interact with our players and our coaches. Our goals are very simple here in St. Louis with this team. It's to prepare and be competitive to win a Stanley Cup and ultimately win a Stanley Cup. When I look up here and you see the number of Stanley Cups on this stage, all these people we can tap into as we learn and we move forward. So we're very excited to have Marty join our organization in a different capacity. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Marty for some brief comments.
Well, welcome everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Also, I want to take the opportunity to thank everybody that sent me messages in the last 48 hours. A lot of people I didn't respond back to you guys, but there was a reason for it. But all my friends, all the ex-teammates and present teammates, I really appreciate the kind words. It's a great day for me. I'm excited to start a new chapter in my hockey career. This is something I've been thinking about for a long time, and this is a great opportunity that the St. Louis Blues organization, Todd Stillman and Doug Armstrong, that are giving me and trusting me into doing. In the same token, this is going to be something that is going to be as close as a hockey player. I'll be able to be involved with the hockey operation and then being close with the guys and the coaches and the managers. So this is going to be a great challenge for me. Knowing you want to hear about my career a little bit. It was a good decision for me to make. It's been something that, throughout the year, July 1st came and didn't get really many opportunities. I was a little selective on the teams that I wanted to play for, and time went by, and I was really thinking about retirement. Came November, for me it was I wanted to play, but I knew the opportunity would have been a little harder. And finally, I got a phone call. One of the teams that were on top of my list was the St. Louis Blues, and again, I jumped in right away. Had a blast. For the month and a half I was here, was treated with as much respect as anybody else, and they really took me in their family, and for me that meant a lot. And when the goalies situation got healthy, and I think everybody has to understand that there was no promises from the organization towards me. They have 2 solid goaltender. And so for me to come in and help them out was a great opportunity for me to get back in the game and see if I still like it and I can play the game. And both questions were answered. I know I can play, and I know I still can have fun with this game. And and for me, just the fact that they got healthy was harder for me to stay around. I'm a competitive guy. It was hard to stay on the sideline, and that's why I decided to take my retirement. So anyway, thank you for being here. I'd love to answer some questions if anybody had a question. I'm sure there's a couple of New Jersey questions will be out there.
We have 2 people with microphones, so raise your hand and we'll get you microphones if you have questions, please.
Marty, when you took the leave of absence, and obviously you had already been contemplating retirement before then, what made your mind up that now is the time to retire?
Well, just because of the goalie situation, that we had conversation. I think with Army and I, we had a lot of discussion about what was going to happen in the future, and they were going to go with the 2 goalies, and they wanted me to be around, and they welcomed me to stay around. And at one point, I just felt in the way a little bit. Like I was making fun of these. I was just making fun to me. Actually, I was saying it was almost dangerous for me in practice. I did not run over by the line rushes. I was just in the way as a third goalie. So, and again, that's what kind of made me say, well, let's take a step back. Let's move away from the game a little bit. And they were kindly, they gave me that space. And I talked to my family, with my wife, and my mom, and all the people around me, and. We came to that conclusion. This is a great opportunity to have to start something new, and I'm really excited.
Marty, you said when you got here that you weren't ready to quit because you wanted closure. You wanted to find closure for your career. Do you feel like you found that here in St. Louis?
You know what? The thing about hockey for me, it's I'm really competitive, but I love to have fun. And I'm leaving the game with a big smile on my face, and I don't think if I would have done that last year, it would have been the case.
Martin, pour les amateurs évidemment au Québec, est-ce que tu pourrais nous dire un peu tes états d'âme en français sur cette journée aujourd'hui? Quand on a une carrière comme la tienne, on se retire. Je disais à des collègues, c'est le Wayne Gretzky des gardiens de but qui se retire aujourd'hui. Est-ce que tu peux nous parler un peu de tes états d'âme face à tout ce que tu vis présentement?
C'est une belle journée. Je pense que pour moi, je me fais ma carrière comme joueur de hockey, mais en même temps, immédiatement, je continue dans un autre allée, encore dans le hockey, dans quelque chose que j'adore. Fait que pour moi, c'est pas quelque chose que je me sens triste, rien. J'ai joué longtemps, plus longtemps que même peut-être le monde aurait aimé que j'aurais joué. Mais j'ai adoré la ride que j'ai eue dans la Ligue nationale, puis dans mon hockey junior, puis partout. Puis c'est terminé, c'est plate un petit peu, mais je tourne la page à quelque chose d'autre que je suis vraiment excité à commencer.
You're listening to live coverage of the Martin Brodeur retirement announcement in St. Louis.
Marty over here, two-parter. First of all, what do you hope to achieve in your position as far as moving your hockey career, post-hockey career forward in the Blues organization? And second to that, do you have a sense of what time frame you wish to commit, knowing that your former GM in New Jersey has already made it clear that there's a place for you whenever you choose to, should you choose to go?
Yeah. Well, for me, it's all about learning. I think I've been on the player side for so long, and I know that side pretty well. but the management part is something that I'm going to learn, and I'm excited to have solid people around this organization that have been around management part for a long time, and having Ken Hitchcock as a coach that I know real well. So I think the line of communication with the people is going to be great, and I think it's for me it's a valuable thing to do in my first year outside of hockey, to really try to flourish and see if I'm going to like this. And the second part, I'm committed to stay here through the end of the season, hopefully as long as we can, that's for sure. And there's no commitment one way or the other that I'll go back to New Jersey or stay in St. Louis. I just want to make sure I enjoy what I'm going to do, and I'll make a decision when it's time.
Salut Martin. Justement, tu viens d'en parler un peu, donc tu vas terminer la saison avec les Blues, on verra par la suite, mais dans ton après-carrière, est-ce que tu as déjà une bonne idée de qu'est-ce que tu aimerais faire avec une équipe quelconque?
Ben pour moi, écoute, je pense que c'est l'opportunité que j'ai aujourd'hui, c'est vraiment de toucher à tout. Je vais toucher un peu aux entraîneurs, je vais toucher un petit peu comment que les gérants généraux travaillent, les head scouts, le monde du dépistage. Fait que, je vais être capable de toucher à beaucoup de choses que j'aurais peut-être pas touché si j'aurais été ailleurs. Fait que pour moi, ça a mis beaucoup de penchant pour la raison que je suis resté ici.
Can I go with just a last one? Est-ce que les derniers jours, comment ils ont été pour toi? Parce que, évidemment, tu avais quitté le New Jersey l'an dernier. Maintenant, tu as décidé de prendre ta retraite comme gardien de but dans la Ligue nationale après tant d'années. Comment ça s'est passé?
Écoute, ça n'a pas été facile, mais c'est sûr que quand tu es en Floride, tu y penses un peu moins.
As Martin Brodeur answers a couple of questions in French, I want to give you a heads up that following this news conference, Elliot Friedman of the NHL and Sportsnet and Rogers is in St. Louis and will have a one-on-one with the future Hall of Famer Martin Brodeur, who officially announces his retirement.
Marty, what is your role being as the senior advisor? How do you envision yourself working with the team?
Well, so for me, I think it's, I want to make sure I help the team. I think what I did when I came in about a month and a half ago is I wanted to be a leader on the team. And it's hard to do when you're a brand new guy. And I think all the players were really open about, not just the players, even the coaches, about my input. So, I felt right away that it was valued in the locker room. And I don't think it'll be no different as a job. For sure, I'm not dressing. I ain't taking shots in the head anymore. That's the positive of it. But, I'm here to help. I'm here to learn. And I'm excited about it.
Marty, even a week and a half ago, there was a sentiment within the organization that if you decided not to play, you might go back to New Jersey because of your ties. Why St. Louis? I think everyone would have understood if you went back to New Jersey. Why do you want to stay here?
Well, I think for me, it's a decision that I came here. Again, I didn't know what to expect when I came here. And again, I see this organization going a long way. They're an exciting team to watch. They're extremely talented, and I was happy to be part of it. And so whenever they gave me that opportunity, I had conversation with Lou, and for anybody that think that me and Lou are not on the same page, everybody's wrong, because we've stayed in contact before I signed to St. Louis, during when I was playing, and while I was hanging out in Florida. So that conversation, and he agreed with me that this was probably the best opportunity. It's something that he was not able to give me at this time, and I'm really excited to be here and doing that, and we'll see where that brings that.
Out of curiosity, during that leave of absence, was there any contemplating going to a different team and trying to further your career as a player?
Actually, we, I've played 21 years in one organization and a month and a half somewhere else, and I didn't want to start moving around. So it's something that I didn't really look at interests outside of what the St. Louis Blues offered me. And so for me, it was not really a question to go somewhere else. Like I said, I'm leaving the game really, really happy. I had a blast here in St. Louis. And I didn't want that experience to be overshadowed because I made a different move. And, being in the same situation somewhere else didn't really attract me that much.
Marty, a lot of people looked at that number 700, and I'm sure you did too. Just your thoughts on coming up just a bit short, but still an illustrious career.
Yeah, 691. It's not too bad. I think it would have been nice. It would have been nice to be at 700, but again, it is what it is. I wish I could have played more games. It's all these lockouts. I got killed on it. All right, thank you, guys.
You've been watching and listening to live coverage of Martin Brodeur's retirement announcement.
We do a photo op. In all fairness, I don't know why postseason wins don't always count towards stats. So it's really 804 career wins. So you went right past 700. All right, we got that there. We'll be breaking off for some one-on-ones. Thanks again for coming out, everybody. I know we have some of the
Elliot Friedman will be joined by Martin Brodeur in a couple of moments, but
nobody.
A retired Martin Brodeur.
Thank you, Darren. And on the set, we've got Glenn Healy and Nick Kyprios reminiscing about '94 and other battles between the Devils and Rangers. Any specific memories of them?
No, try to forget about all that stuff.
Just today, you said before the season that you wanted another chance to get closure on your terms. Was everything you went through this year worth it for this day?
Yeah, definitely. I think I'm able to leave the game and with a big smile on my face. I had a blast. I spent a month and a half here. I was welcome. I went in all in. I came in and I said, you know what, you guys got me. Let's have fun with this. And they were great. In a month and a half, I was able to get 5 starts, played in 7 games. Was part of the team and really enjoyed my time. And it's kind of it made my decision a lot easier to have a big smile on my face. That's for sure.
I was walking this morning, and you see these pictures. Thank you, Marty, here with the Blues jersey on, outside the Opera House, all around the building, and it just seems a little bit weird. Does it seem weird at all to you?
Well, a little bit. My hockey career is, it's all about New Jersey. This is never going to go away. It's just, this is where I decided to finish my career. It could have been in New Jersey a couple of years ago, and it just happened now. It's kind of weird for people, but again, I'm happy with it. It's okay.
That's the most important thing. The Blues said that you will travel for them for the rest of the season. What do you see as your role here with these guys?
Well, I think what they're asking me to do, it's really kind of being a liaison between, the general managers and the coaching staff through the players. And so I'll be really hands-on, moving around, traveling. That's as close as, a hockey player you could get without strapping on the pads, and so for me, I think it's kind of a nice transition. It's a great opportunity for me to learn that part of the business, I always, enjoyed it. Being with Lou for so many years, I always admired what he was doing. But now I'm going to see a different facet, a different organization, a different way of doing that type of business, and it only could be helpful for my future if I decide to go that way.
Do you see yourself as a guy, if Brian Elliott or Jake Allen gets into the playoffs, whoever the starter is, if they have a rough start, like you going to them after that game and saying, okay, guys, this is how you handle it because I've been there before?
Well, I think every goalies do their own ways, but I think that's how you build them to be ready for that moment. And I'll have some conversation with Jim Corsi and with the guys. Like, we get along real well. We had a blast by the time I was here. And again, if there's anything I could see and help, that's what I hear. I'm here to help.
All right. Is there any chance, if God forbid one of them gets hurt, you would don the pads again?
No, I don't think so.
It's done.
It's done. Most likely. It's something that hopefully it won't happen, and we won't have to make that decision, but my answer would probably be no.
Of all the things you went through, Martin, is there one or two that stand out that you say, these were the things I enjoyed the most, these are the things I celebrated the most?
Well, you know what, just the success we had for so many years in New Jersey, starting in 2000 all the way to 2003, for me were my prime in my career. I was able to win a Stanley Cup in 2000, lost Game 7 in the Stanley Cup Finals to Colorado, won a gold medal for my country in 2002, and win another Stanley Cup in 2003. So, that's a 4-year stretch. Pretty good. So that's probably one of the stretches I'm most proud of.
And is there anybody in particular you think of today?
Well, my dad. I think when you spend all your youth and the support, and when I started my professional career, he's really the one who guided me to help me to be the person that I am. And now that I'm retiring, it would have been fun for him to be around. But I'm sure he's watching from over there.
I understand. Just a final comment from you. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Well, I'm not sure. This is new to me, and I'm going to enjoy my retirement. I'm taking a job. It's not going to be a crazy demanding job, but I want to learn. I want to see if I'm able to eventually be able to kind of put a team together and see if I could do it that way. A lot of players are doing it, and it'll be fun for me to try to imagine a team eventually.
Thank you very much, Martin. Félicitations.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Back to the studio.